notes of everything like, and what I like to remember, and the pain I can't forget, the places I wish to visit again. It takes me back to when I was only 5, running across the house, only the bones of it built. Walls were made to hold our memories, and know if they could speak the things they would say. On that October day when we moved into it, that's when autumn became my favorite. As I fast forward time, a few years go by. Oh, how I yearn to relive them. All the summer trips we took and all the inside jokes we spoke was all halted by one unfaithful night when I was only 12. He became someone else. That September marks a season of change. And those walls cave, they never looked the same. And know if they could speak the things they would say, what only gave me peace was those sunset-colored trees, and autumn still meant a lot to me. Now the years wash away with the memories we made. They turn into pain. It all came in waves until one hit me that last day, when the place we built was now locked for good. Only 23, say goodbye to the house that built me. 17 years of that October day. Those walls painted, wiped a trace away, and know if they could speak the things I would say. I drove down Autumn Road, I went to never forget it. That's why autumn will always be my favorite.
What a beautiful song. That is Kat Ivy, who is with us in studio, and we're going to speak with in just a moment. Welcome, everybody. This is hour number 2, numero dos, of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM on this glorious Saturday, February 15, 2025. Jenny is here as well, of course, at the news table.
Present and accounted for.
And joining us in studio, Kat Ivy is here with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, how are you?
Very well, very well. You were saying off air, excuse me, I have my winter voice.
That's okay.
as many of us do.
Oh, yeah.
So you were saying off air, so this is your first time doing a radio interview?
This is, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Baby's first radio interview.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, welcome. And is that the first, excuse me, well, it's not the first thing that you've had on YouTube, obviously, but this is a brand new single, right? This is relatively
Yes,
new.
this was, I released it back in November. Actually, I released this on my birthday, November 28th, this past, which is also Thanksgiving this year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. How long have you been active as a singer-songwriter in the area?
In the area, so honestly, it's funny because I started when I was 18 playing music around like the New England area.
Yeah.
And for about like maybe 2 years I did it, and then I took a hiatus and traveled and got married and moved to Hawaii, lived there for a little bit, and then
No kidding. Wow.
yeah, and then 2023 I kind of started it back up again.
Yeah.
So I've been doing this, I guess, now as like trying to be a full-time career around New England since then.
Excellent. How did we meet you? Did you come to us through Eric?
Yes,
I
Temple
thought
Mountain.
so.
Yes,
I thought so. Yeah. He's been on the show a bunch of times, and he's amazing.
yeah, he's great. I'm actually going to play a show with him. So.
sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. Sorry.
What's that?
He sends me the most amazing artists,
Mhm.
and your voice is just incredibly beautiful to listen to. I really love your
Thank
music.
you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Where was that recorded, by the way?
So that's actually recorded in my home studio, which is just my house. And
Yeah.
I worked with a producer in Nashville. Her name's Abby Lauren, and she
Okay.
worked on this with me, and she recorded the instruments for me at her home studio.
Oh, no
And,
kidding.
yeah, so we collabed online. It was just all online.
So did you did the vocals and guitar, I assume?
Yes.
And then she did everything else?
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. And I would imagine too, I mean, with just the vocals and guitar, it would sound great, if it were, a little bit stripped down, but what she added to it, the texture is really cool, especially since when the song starts, this is just my observation. I overanalyze these things, but when the song starts, you don't necessarily expect to hear those additional elements.
Right.
So then when they kind of come in, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it sort of elevates the song as it goes. So that's really nice. Now, Abby Lauren, that's her name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how did you come to work with her?
So actually, I found her on a website called Sound Better, and I was just trying to look for a producer for that song because that song is obviously very personal to me.
Yeah.
And for my other songs, I actually worked with my dad, but this one was a little bit personal, so I wanted to get a little bit of an outside perspective on it. And so I went on the website Sound Better, and I found her on there, and I messaged her to work with her, and she accepted, and we've collabed, and we're actually collabing on a new song coming up hopefully soon, next couple months right now. So I'm excited. She's been great to work with.
Oh, excellent. Now, Sound Better. I feel like I've heard of sites like that, but I don't think I've heard of that one exactly.
Yeah.
So is it a situation where like you go on there and you present your music and different producers can kind of
Yeah. So it's kind of like, oh my God, I can't think of the other website that I want to think of right now.
I can't
But-
either because I know the one I'm thinking
Yeah,
of, but
yeah,
I
me
can't think
too.
of it
It's
either.
like, if it's kind of like also if you try to find artists to do work for you, it's kind of
Yeah.
something like that. And I had just came across it. I just typed in on Google like producers near me in Boston, and that website came up, and I was like, oh, let me check it out. And
Yeah.
then her picture was one of the first ones that came up, and I was looking at other ones, but I really was drawn to her and her energy. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to reach out to her and send her my demo. And so if they accept it, they'll let you know, and you kind of have to just work through the website.
Okay.
So that way, like, if anything weird happens, like
That makes
there's
sense.
some liability there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're going to work with her on the next one as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm currently doing that right now.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah,
excellent. Is it kind of a similar process where you're doing the vocals and guitar and then she's going to add elements?
Yeah, exactly. We go on a Zoom call beforehand and we kind of talk about, go through the song and talk about like what we want in it and how do you think it would sound and all that. So
Outstanding.
yeah.
You mentioned working with your dad. So
Yes.
has your dad also recorded some of your previous songs? Or?
Yes. So my songs Indiana Jones and Memory Lane that I have out as well, he was the one that produced with me on those songs.
Okay.
So he used to be a musician himself. His band in the 80s was called Explicit.
Okay.
And
that name has come up on the show before.
oh, really? It's
Explicit.
like Explicit.
Yeah.
So, okay.
There's somebody who has been on the show who either was in that band or had probably more likely had a dad in that band.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I swear that name has come up before. That's interesting.
That's so funny. That
Yeah,
would be fun. I mean, I know that some of the band members do live around here, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised
makes-
if that did come up.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so he used to be in that band, and then I kind of came along, and he stopped music for a while to support the family. And
Yeah.
when I had some interest in doing music, he was obviously super excited, and he started working on these songs with me as well. And he also plays like the instruments and stuff too.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, so it's been a learning process with us both for that as well.
What does he play guitar?
He does. He plays guitar. He does a lot of like keyboards. I think his main instrument was keyboard when he
Okay.
was in the band.
Okay.
He doesn't do any of the singing. I didn't get that from him. I did get that from my mom, who's I think listening right now. So shout out to my mom.
Okay.
But yeah, I got my singing from her and the instruments from him.
Yeah. Well, coming from a musical family, it was,
Yeah.
it was bound to, that you would.
It was bound to stick at some point.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Did he teach you how to play guitar, or did you take lessons, or did you learn on your own?
So he bought me my first guitar when I was 5 years old. There's some videos of me like trying to play, obviously not doing it very well, like an electric little mini red Fender guitar.
Yeah.
And then around 12 years old, since I was still expressing really interest in wanting to learn, they put me in some lessons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you when did you start writing your own songs? Do you know around what age you?
Yeah. So around also 12 years old is when I started writing lyrics to songs.
Okay.
I was going through a lot of, just stuff in my home life and, in my personal life and everything. And I didn't really know how to express my feelings. So actually I learned from my favorite band, who's Lifehouse, and they've been my favorite band for a long time. The singer would say that his therapy was writing music.
Okay.
So because they were such an idol to me, that was like, all right, let me try that. So I started writing lyrics just to kind of get my feelings out of like, home stuff, personal stuff, and then maybe like boys or whatever, just like small 12-year-old things. And it kind of grew with me as I got older. And it's now a therapy to me. I don't think I could live without doing it.
Yeah. Do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
Oh boy. I actually, the first song I ever wrote with music attached to it, because for a long time I just wrote lyrics and like maybe someday I'll go back to those. But
yeah.
I think the first song I ever wrote with music was about a boy that I liked in 8th grade. And
Yeah.
there's still a video of me, like I didn't post it anywhere.
Yeah.
But there's still a video I have of me on my computer singing that song because I was going to try and be brave, but I'm kind of glad I didn't at that point.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember now. Lifehouse, what was their big breakout hit when they? Because I remember Lifehouse certainly.
Yeah.
But I can't. But I'm drawing a blank on when did they get big? Like early 2000s.
Yeah. It was like 2000, 2001. Their first hit was "Hanging by a Moment."
Hanging by a moment here.
Yeah.
Okay. It was in there, but I couldn't quite recall. Okay, so that was their big breakout. But they had other hits, right? After that?
They "You and Me" was another huge hit for them back in like
You
2005.
and me.
Yeah, and all of the
Yep,
people.
okay.
Yeah. First Time was a big hit.
Yep, I remember that one now. Okay.
Yeah. So very much like in the between 2000 and 2010, like they had their like prime moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they still together?
No, I don't think they never said they broke up per se, but
Yeah.
I know the lead singer Jason Wade does do solo shows right now. I actually just went to his solo show back in November. I think he played in what was it, Massachusetts somewhere? I forget exactly where it was, but it was awesome. Honestly, it was such an intimate show too. Like he just had him and his guitar and his other bandmate and his guitar and just
cool.
sang songs that we knew, and it was really awesome.
Do they do just Lifehouse?
And then he has his own solo stuff as well
okay.
that he's been doing. So
Did you get to meet him?
I've met him a few times,
Oh, that's
actually.
cool.
Yeah. I have been able to tell him that he's been an inspiration to me, and his songs have been, helpful for me going through my life. So that's an awesome moment. And he's so nice.
Is he?
Super
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's such an inspiration to me as well as being a musician myself, like having those experiences and meeting your idols as musicians. Because sometimes, it's not good to meet your idols. But I thankfully had such a great experience with them that it's shaped me for sure.
No, that's really good. Yeah, because they always say don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
but sometimes it actually does turn out well. So
yeah.
that's
so
awesome.
far I've had some good experiences. So hopefully that keeps going.
That's awesome. Now, do you play? So you play guitar? Do you play anything in addition to guitar? Or?
No, right now just guitar. I am learning piano. I do wish I was better at piano. I kick myself sometimes for not learning earlier, but yeah. So kind of just guitar, singing, writing. That's yeah.
And when you play out, is it always just you, or does anyone join you? Or?
No, it's just me. Yeah, even like bringing my own equipment inside.
Yeah.
Actually, I had some really nice people last night who I played at the Steel Hill Resort at their Tova Tavern, their little bar area. It's like up near Laconia.
Yep.
I had this really awesome group of people help me bring my equipment outside after the show, because usually it's just me carrying all my heavy stuff. I'm just like, all right, time to go now, but they were like, we can't watch you bring these out by yourself, we're gonna help you. And I love that. It's so nice. I'm so thankful for people like that.
Yeah, that is really cool. How many songs do you have in terms of original material? Like when you go to play live, how many do you have to play?
I have quite a bit. I'd say I have probably like 12 ready. Obviously I don't have that many out right now, as I'm like currently working on the process of recording those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say about 12, 13 maybe.
You must do some covers too, I would imagine.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I do definitely mostly covers, just because, it's good to play what people know.
Yeah.
And then I try to put in at least like 3 or 4 of my original songs in there as well.
What do you do for covers? I'm always curious, because my theory has always been you can kind of learn a lot about someone's influences by the covers that they play.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'd say it's a range, but definitely early 2000s, kind of like, the Lifehouse type genre, stuff that was popular, like Coldplay, Lifehouse, Nickelback, which I know people have some mixed feelings on Nickelback. I personally thought they were a great band.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, obviously, and like, some of the new stuff from like Sabrina Carpenter and all that. And then some country in there as well. I try to really do a good mix, but a lot of popular songs that people will be like, oh, I forgot about this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nickelback does get a lot of hate, and they have for a long time. But it's almost like it's not real. Like at a certain point, it just became cool to hate Nickelback.
It was a bandwagon thing for sure.
Yeah. It's like, but sometimes too, these things kind of come around. Like, I remember not that long ago when it was cool to hate Limp Bizkit.
Oh yeah.
And now it's like cool to like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's kind of like the trends, right? Like the clothing trends too, where something was cool back in the day and then people made fun of it, and then it starts to become cool again. It's in thrift stores, and everyone's like, oh, I need that new thing.
Right. Yeah. Now, what are your long-term plans and goals? Have you do you plan to tour? Do you plan to find
Big question.
I'm curious. And I don't know if you've thought that far. I mean, sometimes when you're working as a musician, sometimes you almost can't plan too far ahead because things are so unpredictable. But
yeah. Honestly, I do try to think about it, but then I also try not to think about it too much.
Yeah.
Because then I'll get in my own head if like maybe a timeline thing didn't happen quite yet.
Yep.
But of course I would love to tour. That's like my big goal, is to tour on my original music and to have an audience for my original music. That's always been my goal since I started doing music.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome and amazing for sure.
Yeah. Who is kind of your dream like national act to tour with? Like, do you have somebody in mind who you'd really love to open for?
Noah Kahan, for sure.
I'm not sure who that is.
Oh, he's from Vermont, and New Hampshire, actually. He grew up in, I think Upward, New Hampshire. I forget the town. But then he moved to Vermont, and his newest album is called Sixth Season, and it's talking about basically living in New England and living in Vermont and stuff. And
we got to get him on the show. Noah Kahan is his name?
Yeah, Noah Kahan. I mean, he's gotten pretty big recently. He actually played at Fenway last year.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and it was an amazing show. I went to that. But yeah, oh my God, if I could open for Noah Kahan, that would be great.
Yeah. Anybody else you kind of have in mind who you'd like to open for?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, obviously there's some amazing, musicians around New Hampshire as well. Like I'd love to play a show with like Rebecca Turmel.
Yeah.
I'm going to be, I think, playing a show with Katie Dobbins, which I know she's awesome too.
And, very cool.
Yeah.
She's been on, so I haven't seen her in probably two or 3 years, but she's been on the show a couple times. And Rebecca Turmel, she was on maybe 6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
And she's amazing.
Yeah. And I think I'm playing a show in April 18th, I want to say, with Temple Mountain too. So I'll be opening for an act of his. So that'll be cool. But any like national ones, I don't know. I feel like I like a lot of people that are really big. I guess I could dream big, but sometimes I'm like, I don't know. But I know there's this artist in, I think based in Los Angeles. Her name is Blue Eyes.
Okay.
And I get a lot of my inspiration from her music too. And she was doing some tour with Hunter Hayes, I want to say, opening for him. So, I mean, that would be really cool because I love her stuff too.
Yeah. When you do play out, are you able to, like, do you get out of New England at all, or are you?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I would love to. I've been looking actually recently in like obviously Nashville to see if there's like some things I could try and kind of dip my toes in there. I know it's a huge, big world over there.
Yeah.
But I would love to go down in Nashville.
Yeah. A lot of our guests have done that, and the stories and the experiences they have are generally positive, because I would imagine it would be intimidating, But,
Yeah.
But,
Oh, yeah.
but most people seem to find it pretty more welcoming than they necessarily expect. And I would
That's
imagine.
good.
Yeah, yeah. And the producer that you've been working. I'm sorry. What was her name?
Abby Lauren.
Abby Lauren.
Yes.
Has she talked to you about that? Like trying to get you to go down there?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's definitely. I asked her some advice, and she said that to do a lot more like singer-songwriter nights and a lot more of that kind of stuff. And
Yep.
yeah, I haven't asked her the exact places, but I probably should.
Yeah, yeah.
to see like if she recommends anywhere I can try
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. I think we should play. So you've got a couple of other songs online, and I think we should play this. Because I'm curious to ask you about it.
Sure.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Tell us about this song, because obviously people know Indiana Jones.
Of
People
course.
know the movie, and
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember when I was a kid. My dad took me to see the original Indiana Jones movie,
that's
Raiders of the
awesome.
Lost Ark. Yeah, yeah. But tell us about this song.
So yeah, Indiana Jones. Well, the name has the movie involved. It is not really about the movie, but it did take inspiration from the movie.
Okay.
So the part of the movie, which is the most popular part, where Indy goes into the tomb and he takes the artifact and then he replaces it with a bag of sand.
Yep.
I kind of related that to how time takes things from people and your life and tries to kind of replace it with something else, but nothing could ever truly fill that void. It's like if someone passes from your life, right? And maybe like a friend or something, and maybe you meet another friend later on in life. They kind of remind you of that friend. They kind of start feeling that, not to say feeling the place, but kind of reminding you of how that friend made you feel. But it's never going to truly fill that void. And I feel like time does that with a lot of things, where it takes things from you and a lot of things change. And during that, I thought that it's always nice to kind of think of things that stay the same. Like it's always going to rain. The sun's always going to come out in the same way. The song that you heard back in 1999 still sounds the same to this day.
Yep.
So you kind of have to pick out the things that are staying the same to help you go through the change in your life. That's kind of what that's about.
No, and that's very relatable. And I think too, you mentioned like a song you heard back in '99. I mean, that's very relatable for people. I think that's a big part of why. I mean, it's funny. I was saying to somebody just recently, there are some things I'll hear that I liked a long time ago. And some things I'll hear that I liked a long time ago, and I'll go, wow, I used to like that, really? But
Yeah.
but then there's other things, that I'll hear that I liked a long time ago, that I'll hear them now and I love them as much as the first time I heard them.
Right.
And I think that's kind of part of what what you're
Oh, yeah,
alluding to there.
exactly.
Yeah. I think music is probably the single greatest example of that. You
For
hear
sure.
you hear something you love from a long time ago, and it's there's almost a comfort to it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what that's about. Just kind of find comfort in that.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So let's give this a spin. So this is called Indiana Jones. And if you are just joining us, Kat Ivy is here with us live in studio. And let's give this a listen.
Innocence has faded, colors have diminished, and everything around me now has a night finish. And I used to drink juice and worry about what my friends thought of me at school. Now drink
And that is Kat Ivy, who is here with us in studio on this Saturday morning. And yeah, very cool song. Are people able to, do people ever talk to you about the song and kind of know without you explaining it what the...
I don't really know. I do when I play out, I like to kind of give it a little brief of, what I'm singing, especially since people don't know my music mostly. And I want to give a way for them to connect to it, especially if they're hearing it for the first time.
Yeah.
But I also love to leave it up to interpretation. I would love to have someone listen to my song and maybe put it into their own life, even if it's not at all what I wrote it about. If they can relate to it in any way, that's my dream.
No, that's cool. I've always thought when, if I really love a song and it means something to me, and then I hear, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but when I hear, then I hear the person who wrote it explain it, and it turns out that what they had in mind was something completely different from what it means to me. There's that weird sensation of, oh.
Right.
And it shouldn't be like that because it doesn't matter because art is subjective anyway.
Exactly.
Everything is whatever it means to you. That's what it means to you.
Exactly.
But I've always kind of had that since I was a kid. Like it's not like it happens much, but on those rare occasions where someone explains a song and it's like, oh, really?
Yeah. And you're like, wait a minute, that wasn't at all what I thought that was.
Yeah.
And, it does, I feel as much as you don't want it to, it does kind of tarnish it a little bit for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, that's not what I want to do. But, being such a smaller artist right now, I think it's important to kind of try and make those connections with people, explaining where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And hoping that, I don't have to do it so much soon.
Right. Exactly. So you're working on, do you have plans to, I know, cause you're already working on the, that's in progress, right? The next song that you're doing with, I have a mental block.
Abby Lauren.
Abby Lauren. Yes. Thank you. I have this mental block with her name. Do you have, what's kind of the long-term plan as far as releasing music? Do you plan to do an album or are you going to keep doing singles?
Yeah. So actually I'm hoping to, the songs that I have, Indiana Jones, Memory Lane and Autumn, and then the songs that I'm currently working on, I'm hoping to create an EP called Nostalgia.
Okay.
And I have about, I think 2 more songs. So I'm working on one with her and I'm working on one with my dad currently. So I'm working on 2 right now.
Yeah.
And those 2 are going to complete the EP called Nostalgia, which, nostalgia has been a huge part of my life, like growing up, especially being in your 20s. It's kind of that weird transition from being a younger kid to adulthood. So you're like, what do I do now? You know, and you have a lot of like, oh, I miss those times when I was a kid. Things were easier, especially in the world right now. Sometimes it's like you go to nostalgia for comfort a lot. And I feel like that happened to me. So that's why I am naming this one Nostalgia.
Okay. Sense. Yeah, no, that's cool. Are you also planning to continue to do the solo acoustic performances, or do you ever think about maybe having some sort of backup band or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, of course, solo is where I do thrive, but I would love to have a backup band. I would love to, especially like going on a tour or something. I would love to have a little bit of extra support and, to be able to kind of put on a show, because you do get a little limited when it's just you.
Right.
And I think that would be so fun. I would love to have a band to go on tour with.
But it looks like, too, it's liberating in a way at the same time when it's just you, because you don't have to worry about anybody else's schedule and all that. It's all up to you. And
it is just relying on yourself.
I've always wondered what that would be like, because I used to, your dad played in a band. I used to play in a lot of bands, but I was never in a situation where I just did a solo thing.
Yeah.
So I've never experienced what it's like when you're just kind of, when you not having to check with, okay, is this person available for this show and all that. And of course too, when it's just you, it opens up, I think, more places that you can play, because obviously a lot of places you can't have a full band.
Of course. Yeah. And, obviously being yourself, you make the decisions, and, it's like, if something goes bad, it's on you, or something goes great, it's on you too. And, but I would also sometimes going into performances or anything like that, sometimes I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I had like a partner, just to be like, if I'm nervous, at least I have a little bit of like a support or someone there. But I think it builds character too to do it by yourself.
yeah, no doubt. when you do you do long, like 3-hour shows where
Yes.
you do a lot of covers? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's mostly
That's mostly
yeah.
what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good though. It's good experience, and it's
Yeah.
and you can make some good money doing that. So that's excellent. Do you ever have an opportunity to do shows where it's more like almost like a listening room type thing where you're able to just focus on the original music?
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing with Temple Mountain on April 18th. We're doing, I think, the Prayers of Nature listening room.
Fantastic!
Yeah.
They were here last week. Yep,
Oh,
yep, we
okay,
had-
that's awesome. Yeah, we're doing that on April 18th, so that'll be exciting.
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
And then some maybe singer-songwriter things coming the way. You know, it
Yeah.
hasn't been announced yet, so I don't want to say it prematurely.
Oh,
you know,
okay,
but-
okay. but some good stuff coming.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Yeah, excellent. Where should people go online to keep up with everything that you're doing?
So I'm on all the socials, Cat Ivy Music with a K. I like to do, some daily vlogs too when I play gigs. I like to kind of show my day in the life of a singer-songwriter in New Hampshire,
Yeah.
Those are fun to do. And then, on Facebook, I have my own website, cativymusic.com as well.
Yeah. Excellent. Do you have anything this weekend that you're playing that we should plug or?
I don't this weekend, but I do next Saturday. I'm playing at Twin Barns Brewery in North Woodstock, in New Hampshire. So I'll
Okay.
be up by the mountains.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll be playing there. I believe it's 5 o'clock, 5 to 8, 5 or 5:30. I'd have to check.
oh, okay. And what is the name of the place again?
Twin Barns Brewery.
Twin Barns Brewery.
They have 2 locations. One's in Meredith, and this one's in North Woodstock, and they're got that from New Hampshire Music Collective.
Oh, okay. Very
Yeah.
good. Now, do you work with the Music Collective?
I
New
do.
Hampshire Music.
Yes.
Excellent.
Just started this year. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
That's excellent. That's we had on John. I'm having trouble with names this morning.
It happens.
What's his name? John from the Music Collective.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, don't ask me because now my brain's like I forgot everything I've ever known.
I know. Yeah,
He's gonna be mad at me.
It's. I blame the weather.
MacArthur.
It's cold out. John
MacArthur.
MacArthur. Yes.
Don't hate me, John.
Yeah, we had John on the show a while ago, and talking all about the collective and everything. And wow, that guy's busy.
Oh yeah.
Like when he was
He's got
talking.
a lot going on.
Oh yeah, when he was talking about the number of events that he himself has to run over the course of a year, we were like, wow.
Yeah, and I think they just got some more too recently. So
Really,
he's been a busy guy.
Yeah, they're doing great stuff. Yeah, New Hampshire Music Collective, absolutely. We support them, and we got to get him back on because I'm sure he has a ton of new stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you can get him going, I'm sure.
No, that's great that you're working with them. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they're awesome. John and Reva, they're great.
Absolutely. Well, I think we should. We'll close out the segment with another song here, "Memory Lane." Anything we should know about this, or that you want to?
Well, I mean, Memory Lane does kind of say what it is in its title. It is about going down memory lane and kind of having all of the good and the bad things in your life create you to who you are, whether you like it or not, you know? And underlyingly, I did write it about how me and my husband met in my own memory lane and how I've gone down that a lot in my life, from those moments and reliving those really happy, fun moments when you need to. You know?
Yeah. Very cool. Very positive. So,
Yeah.
Excellent. So we will end the segment with this. And if you are listening live on Saturday, of course, we have the twos coming up next. But we'll give this a spin. And Cat Ivy, thank you again so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's been so much fun.
Absolutely. We'll do this again in the future as you have
Love to.
new music coming out. And we'll definitely have you back. And so we'll wrap up this segment with this. This is called Memory Lane.
When people get old, they look at the rain clouds get making their bones. And that's what I feel when I look at you. To the depths of my soul. Push me into my pool of thought. I've been cling on. This road is one with the sand beneath your toes and the wind in your hair. Salty tears, a sweet smell of love with you. Take a walk through joy and pain. Walk down memory lane. Drive a seat, rose-colored glasses, resting comfy on my ear. Looking where to go through my rearview mirror. Through my rearview, reaching for more inside a box. It's locked, you can look, but you just can't touch. Driving so fast, knowing you could crash, but it doesn't matter. You finally feel something with your heart beating so fast. This road is one with the sand beneath your toes and the wind in your hair. Salty tears, sweet smell of love in you. Take a walk through the joy and pain. Walk down memory lane. You could miss your next stop if you stay too long. Bus on memory lane doesn't wait for anyone. Driving down the road, I see sand